Hello, BookTube. I've got a little mail haul for you, just a few slim packages. I'm not getting a Spidey Sense vibe off any of them, that they're going to be anything Steve Squeal-worthy. We'll see. I could be wrong about that. Good things still come in small packages sometimes. The problem is that I have my eye on a bunch of things that are definitely not here. Uh, and that kind of anticipation isn't fair to me, and it isn't fair to the books, so I'm gonna try to banish it from this video. I have my eye on a couple of things. I'm thinking this week that I will just buy a couple of big ticket items that I just want and that I'm never going to see any other way. And they're not brand new, so I'm going to feel a little odd. I would feel a little odd just going to a publicist and asking for them when I'm not, realistically speaking, going to review them. So I think I'm just going to do that. I won't care once I have them on my shelves. And none of these are them. But they're something anyway. So let's see what we have here. If there's anything. Okay, the first one is a thriller from Tess Gerritsen. Tess Gerritsen has a million books in print, and I'm sure that a lot of you really like her. I don't particularly, but she has signed up with Thomas and Mercer, the mystery and thriller arm of Amazon Publishing. This is Choose Me, the finished copy of Choose Me. And here she writes this alongside Gary Braver, who is an acclaimed writer of science thrillers. The pub sheet says they've been friends for quite some time. And this is a story of a young, beautiful, and brilliant college senior Taryn Moore, who is desperate for love and who will do anything to get it, and Jack Dorian, a college professor who is popular with his students and feels neglected by his busy doctor wife. Jack and Taryn find each other irresistible, though Jack immediately regrets his choices and is frantic to put his indiscretions behind him. But when Taryn turns up dead, having fallen from the balcony of her apartment, things complicate. Oh, poor guy. Especially since there will be a paper trail, an electronic paper trail. Sort of a forensic thriller. I don't know what difference Gary Braver will make in the mix. Tess Gerritsen has never done anything for me, so and I've had her earnestly recommended by people that love her, her own fans. So we'll see. Maybe Gary Braver changes the chemistry, and maybe I will like this one. There's no. Is there a date on this thing? July the 1st. So I have a little bit of time to contemplate. Then what is this next one? Okay, what is this? Good Lord. So this is a working translation with the Douay Bible here. It's attached to it. I don't need any of this stuff. Good Lord, look at all this stuff. Here, let's... Okay, all right, let's just get rid of all that. This comes out at the end of June. I think we've seen this already. This is Disquiet by one of Turkey's most celebrated voices, Zulful Livaneli. And this chronicles the atrocities committed by ISIS against the Yazidi people through the journey of one woman who manages to escape, then goes missing. Steeped in truth, this timely, engrossing novel is a testament to the human capacity for love and resilience. Okay, but is it reviewable? It's a novel, right? It's not a history of the Yazidi or their oppression. So we shall see. This is translated by Brendan Freely, and it comes out at the end of June in this pretty paperback. So that's fantastic. More translated literature. Let's see what this next one is. It's double reinforced tape. So, I know. Oh, baby's very tired. She's been yawning her head off for the last few hours because it's very rainy here. Okay, this is the finished copy of something we've seen already. This comes out in early July. This is Democracy Rules by Jan Werner Müller, which brings us back to first principles, defining what democracy actually is and guiding us through the components and institutions that make them work. And he looks at situations from the United States to the UK to Hungary to Brazil. Anything those things have in common? Can we think of anything those things have just until recently had in common? Offers guidelines for how we might think about and safeguard democracies going forward. Okay, well, I have the advanced copy of this thing, and I haven't gotten to it, and that is a good function of getting finished copies is that it's a kick in the pants. I'll have to keep in mind this is a new filming setup. I'm doing a new filming setup here, and I have a feeling that for this video and the Iliad video, I'm looking in the wrong place. One of the problems with a new filming setup is little details like that. So I'll have to look at these videos. I never look at my own videos once I make them, but I'll have to look and see. Oh, all right. We end with the Steve book. Fantastic. Okay, so this comes out in September, and this is by Natalie Starkey, and it's called Fire and Ice: The Volcanoes of the Solar System. Not of Earth, not just of Earth, but there are all sorts of volcano systems elsewhere in the solar system, and we know a lot about them now. Oh man, fantastic. So this is coming out as a hardcover at the end of September. The volcano, among the most familiar and perhaps terrifying of all geological phenomena. However, Earth isn't the only planet to harbor volcanoes. In fact, the solar system, and probably the entire universe, is littered with them. We tend to think of Earth volcanoes as erupting hot, molten lava and emitting huge, billowing clouds of incandescent ash. However, it isn't necessarily the same across the rest of the solar system. For a start, some volcanoes aren't even particularly hot. Those on Pluto, for instance, erupt an icy slush of substances such as water, methane, nitrogen, and ammonia that freeze to form ice mountains as hard as rock, while others, like the volcanoes on one of Jupiter's moons, Io, erupt the hottest lavas in the solar system onto a surface covered in a frosty coating of sulfur. I am so on board for this. Whether they are formed of fire or ice, volcanoes are of huge importance to scientists studying the picture of the inner workings of a planet or moon. Volcanoes dredge up materials from the otherwise inaccessible depths and helpfully deliver them to the surface. The way in which they erupt and the products they generate can even help scientists ponder bigger questions on the possibility of life elsewhere in the solar system. Okay, so Natalie Starkey is a geologist and cosmologist. Over the course of her doctorate at Edinburgh University, studying the geochemistry of Arctic volcanoes, she traveled to the volcanic fields of Iceland, the ancient volcanoes of northern Scotland, and spent 3 months as a volcanologist on the island of Montserrat in the Caribbean. Fantastic. Okay, so this is about the solar system's volcanoes. I think I'm supposed to look at the camera. Yes, not down there. This will be a mess. These videos will be a mess. If they're audible, that's all I'll care about. Fantastic. So this comes out in late September, and yet it is by far the biggest temptation for me to read right now. I'm going to have to resist that because there's no sense. These earlier books deserve it. So we have Fire and Ice, a look at the solar system's volcanoes. We have Democracy Rules in finished copy, a look at democracy, how you can lose it, how you can preserve it. We have Disquiet, a novel about the Yazidi. And we have Choose Me by Tess Gerritsen and Gary Braver. But a college affair gone horribly wrong. so there you go. That is the mail haul for today. We've got 2 fiction and 2 nonfiction and 1 astronomy buff thing. So put Fire and Ice on your list if you have an astronomy buff on your book buying list, because they're going to want this book, I guarantee. Unless it's horribly done, I'll report back if it is. But in the meantime, I'm gonna lay back down. So I'll wrap this up for now. Again, apologies for the audio visual, but we'll do what we can. And I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.